there are these different dimensions of ourselves, different spheres of our lives. Our mind, our body, our deep psychological material, the kind of stuff we might deal with, call shadow or soul work or emotional work. There's the different levels of spiritual practice that spiritual practice is something you do when you meditate or when you pray or when you gather with people and go deep and something sacred takes place. But in some ways that spiritual practice also can pervade all of life too. But those different areas of life are not just different areas. There's actually a principle we call integral cross-training, wherein the person who begins meditating and disciplining their attention will progress faster if they're also taking on a physical practice. If the person who begins a particular course of meditation and takes up an intensive program at the gym at the same time is likely to get better at meditation faster than the guy who doesn't, which is sort of counterintuitive because working out at the gym has nothing to do with meditating. Why would that be? And I'm not sure that we really know all the reasons, but it does seem that when you're breaking up a kind of stuckness in one area of life, the organism becomes more creative. Instead of having this kind of attitude of settling into the homeostatic groove of the known and the familiar, there's an activation of potential in which you're curious, you're alive, you're improvising, you're opening. And that's not something you just do with your attention or your mind or even emotionally. You have to do it bodily. You have to do it in your relationships. You have to do it at work. You have to do it with the people that you're most intimate with and most close to, the people that are most difficult for you. It's a 360.
Yeah, and yet it seems to me that often what can happen is someone that their focus to practice is they're a meditator, or they're someone that goes to the gym, or they're someone that goes to therapy, and it seems
True.
rare that people have that 360 perspective to understand that each of those pieces actually has something to offer. And on one hand, it's such a simple idea, but it's actually quite a revolutionary concept in a sense.
I think that it's really proven itself as important, but it doesn't mean that you can't be an athlete and specialize in your sport, your event, or a musician and do a lot of practicing of the cello and maybe comparatively a short amount of time on the meditation cushion or at the gym. We all are unique, and it's perfectly fine for you to have your preferences. And as I teach it, there's an art to this because you have to modify your practices. It's not a matter of having a strict program. And really at the end, it's not about the practices at all. It is about life being practice.
Yes.